Thank you, Dr. Klesko, and I'm being joined on the stage here by Dr. Norton's wife, Deyonne Epperson, and his children, Khalib and Aaron Norton. Give a welcome to them, please. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, today we are privileged to honor the distinguished career of the late Dr. Andrew J. Norton. Dr. Norton was Senior Vice President and Chief Medical Officer for Mainline Health, a role he maintained until last July when he stopped working due to health issues. Dr. Norton died last September of complications from a rare autoimmune disease. Dr. Norton, or Andy, as he insisted his colleagues and patients call him, was the son of a physician and followed his father into the medical profession. He trained at Jefferson Medical College and then spent 3 decades as an internist and professor of medicine in Wisconsin before returning to the Philadelphia area. As Mainline Health's leading physician, he pushed for safer, better, more equitable, and patient-centered medicine in the system's 5 hospitals and 1 drug and alcohol treatment center. Dr. Norton helped countless staffers and patients at the medical center, where people saw him as a mentor and as someone who was easy to listen to. In addition to being a teacher, he never stopped reading and going to conferences, and he delighted in discussing medical journal articles with others. Therefore, Mr. President, for his exceptional work in education and healthcare, it is my distinct honor to present posthumously the honorary degree of Doctor of Science to Dr. Andrew J. Norton.
Deyonne and family, I want you to know that whenever I needed advice, and I get, this is a tough world here in Philadelphia in health, and I needed really objective advice, not Mainline Health advice, Jefferson advice, Penn advice, I would call Andy. Because Andy was always able to look at all sides of very complicated stories in a way that, while we do that as clinicians all the time, most people can't then take that to the other part of the political and social life. He was just a great friend. Dan Epperson, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Thomas Jefferson University and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I confer upon your late husband, Dr. Andrew Norton, the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and honors to which it is entitled. In testimony of this, you've already been presented with the appropriate hood, and we have a diploma signed officially and bearing the seal of the university. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of myself and Andy's oldest 2 children, Aaron and Caleb, we would like to first thank everyone from Jefferson University, from the board, for this really beautiful honor and recognition for my husband. As they all said, he went by Andy, he didn't go by Dr. Norton. I would also like to extend a wonderful thank you out to Mainline Health and the senior leadership of that organization, because they were colleagues and very dear friends of Andy and myself. Jack Lynch, CEO, and Dr. Barbara Wadsworth, COO, are here today with us, and so I'm very thankful for that. Andy was an inspiration to all of us, and he dedicated his life to continuous learning, and he'd love to share it back with everyone. He was a change agent in the area of patient safety and care, and he fought for ways to improve the delivery of patient care to make sure that it was safe for both the staff as well as the patient. If you knew Andy, you knew that he was very strong in his commitments, and he fought to change the healthcare system to focus on closing the gap of disparity between the way healthcare could be provided to the communities around the areas. He was quick to give credit to others. He had a tendency to always like to be a little bit in the background and to watch, and yet at the same time his visions were bold, impactful, and sustaining. I think one of the unique talents that Andy had was his ability to connect with people. He had this unusual way of making relationships and hanging on to them through his entire life. He also made you feel like you were special, like you were the only person that he was talking to at any time. And that to me was a treasure, and it made you feel like you mattered no matter what your job or your position was. He loved his work, he loved his teams, and he loved helping patients. I think the times that he came home most excited was when he had spent time in service or in the clinic, being close to the lay of the land and things that were going on there. He also loved his family, and I would say that in the largest sense of the word, of sibs and nieces and nephews and children, and he wanted to make sure that everything he did was a way to make lives better for everybody. We lost a really wonderful man. He lives with us. Sorry, if I could do this. But we live on through him, and I think the thing that we can give back, all of us, is to continue the passion that he had, to continue to learn, to continue to look forward, and to try to do things that help others. I know he's not with us physically here today, but I know that if he were, he would be very humbled by this recognition. And I know that he's looking down. Thank you.
Now it's my great pleasure to call the podium back